I'm sure speakers love hearing this. I'm going to go off script a little bit, but I want to bring that point back to Ben. So Ben, so with the companies, again, different, the opportunity, you're working with dozens or hundreds of companies. How does engagement, what does that connection look like successfully in the clients that you work with?
What does like engagement look like
successfully? Engagement, yeah.
I think there's a few key things, or I would say like a few key elements as I think about, David, just like the hundreds of companies that we might work with that create like a really successful program. One of those being like engaging employees at the earliest stage. This means like when new hires come in, activating them with the volunteer experience and educating them about the social impact efforts at your company. So great to do that right when an employee comes in, because our goal is that, hey, we get them excited about volunteering, we get them excited about social impact at our company. And maybe if we get them excited enough, they'll be ambassadors for our programs moving forward and continue to actively participate. So that early engagement, I think, is important. I think campaigning aggressively to get leadership buy-in. We know that this is a thorn for so many programs. And so campaigning, what I mean by that is it can be really hard to get leadership buy-in or executive buy-in for these programs. I say campaigning because I encourage companies to go as high up as you can and keep campaigning, whether that's the VP of development, the VP of marketing, for example, and getting them bought in and using them to help you get upwards, towards the top. I think that's really, really critical. I think working really closely with ERGs to understand what employees care about and empowering them to do volunteer experiences for their company, engage their employees, really, really powerful there. Aligning the program as much as possible with the business goals. Again, I touched on that, but that's really critical and a huge element for creating a successful program. Tracking and measuring engagement and impact is absolutely critical as well. I think, for companies that are launching these programs, having the data to report back on what that ROI is critical to continue getting budget, to continue growing and expanding the programs. And I think having amazing volunteer experiences that can reach your employees with their time constraints, huge element as well. I love how Kate's thinking about and talking about how we reach our frontline employees, the employees that are doing different kinds of work, the employees that aren't behind a laptop like you and I are right now. I think thinking about formats and how we create really meaningful experiences for them in unique ways is something that's going to keep them coming back and continue to engage with your company in these programs. So just a few of the key elements that stand out to me, David, and like what makes a program really, really successful.